One of the most important things when you're presenting virtually, when you're presenting at a distance, is how you present through a camera. Now, you've been watching me for a little while presenting through a camera, and you can tell that I'm looking at you. I'm making eye contact because I'm looking directly down the lens of the camera. And that's one of the tricks to it. You need to keep your eyes focused on the camera all the time. You need to be looking into the eyes of the viewer effectively. But there's a little bit more to it than that. You also need to be addressing them in the correct sort of way. You need to be using the right sort of vocabulary in order that they feel some kind of connection, some kind of relation to you. And that is by using singular language. Now, you'll hear some people who are talking through a camera and they'll say, I bet many of you have done this, or I bet thousands of you have been involved in that. That's not the way to do it, because you're not one of many, you're not thousands, you're an individual. And what they should be saying was, have you ever done this? Have you ever thought about that? They're talking to you as an individual. And that's important for any form of communication, but particularly when you're communicating virtually. So when you're going through your presentation and thinking about how you're going to say things to the judges, think about addressing them individually, not as a group. And talk about you. Have you ever done this? If you were here, you'd be able to do this. Always use singular language. And the one thing that you will find if you talk to TV presenters or radio presenters, for example, they always talk to one individual. They sometimes have an idea who that is, and one thing you can do if you ever come across a TV presenter, ask them who they talk to. Ask any newsreader who they talk to, and they will tell you probably the name of the individual. It might be their spouse, it might be their children, it might be their parents, it might be a best friend, it might even be their dog, I don't know. But it'll be one person, it'll be one individual that they speak to, because that's how they create the impression that they're talking to you. So when you're sitting watching and listening, you feel they're making a connection with you. So when you prepare your presentation to put in front of the judges, singular language, and keep your focus in the middle of that camera lens. It's only for a few minutes, you'll be fine.